Hello fellow Redshippers and anyone else who has found their way to this video. I post on the Redship forums as Alpine Kurt. Here I will be attempting the blind challenge, which is where I will be playing without looking at my hole cards. I got the idea from Adam Jones during the strategy segment of one of the recent Redship Poker podcasts, and the idea sounded really fun to me, and I couldn't wait to get home and try this out. So, a few things before we get started. I have never recorded myself or streamed anything before. So please forgive the low quality of what I'm doing here. I've never really, since I've never done this before, I'm not quite sure how this is going to go. My intent is to just kind of talk through my assumptions, thought processes, decisions, and any feedback and constructive criticism is welcome. Okay, well, let's jump into a table here and let the bankroll decimation begin. All right, so here we are. Waiting for the big blind to come around here. I typically do wait for the big blind because I am a nit in that regard, and it's just a chance to kind of like, just get settled and relaxed and start watching some of the players on the table. So let's go over the rules here. Rules are pretty simple. I am not allowed to look at my hole cards. The one exception to that is if a player puts us all in, then we can check to see if we have something. The very rare chance that we actually do have something worth calling down, we wouldn't want to fold that. Another exception to this is, I wouldn't really say an exception, just kind of a parameter I'm setting for myself here. I am allowed to look at the replayer. So one thing that's kind of neat about playing on WSOP.com is all players who get to Showdown, we can see their cards in the replayer. So even if a player is beat and they have auto muck checked, we can still see it if they get to a Showdown. That's pretty beneficial. And I think that's in the spirit of what we're doing here, as we're heavily going to be relying on ranging opponents, to make our decisions. And Showdown is absolutely key information for making those decisions. So I currently have a small piece of cardboard taped to my monitor. I'm unable to show you that, but you'll just have to take my word for it that it's there. And so also for the viewers, I'm still letting the viewers see it, because I think that would be kind of make it a little more fun to watch. If you can see me like, folding kings pre-flop, or, barreling off with, 10 deuce offsuit or something. Okay, we just, got a walk here on our very first hand dealt in. We are just gonna, all right, do we want to bet? No. Odds of getting a bluff through 3 opponents is slim. And we're just going to get it out of the way here. So not looking at too crazy. We do not have a ton of reads on the players yet. Have not seen a lot of their tendencies. So we don't want to get too out of line yet. Well, okay. So why am I attempting to do this here? So one of the things is really trying to shift my focus, away from my own holding and really look more at opponents' ranges, frequencies, betting patterns, really develop that focus. One thing that's kind of neat, I think, I mean, after having played with the HUD for a while on ACR, I'm kind of in the no HUD camp now, personally. It does make the game more fun, and I do think it's important to, make Rex happy and, keep them coming back in the game. And I always kind of thought as playing on WSOP as a segue into hopefully playing live someday. And, tuning into those ranges, frequencies, and all that, will just help immensely with that. So overall, what we're looking for is, players with weak ranges or display weakness. We're looking to attack that. And anytime we sense somebody is strong through their, bettings or actions, we're looking to just back off and kind of fold out of the way. So this particular spot right now, okay, it's limp and an ISO raise. In the small blind, we're not looking to get involved. Okay, so that's one. At least I'm paying attention to now, so kind of keeping a mental note on that. Okay, facing a 3-bet here too. Okay, so possibly calling 3 bets wide and vulnerable to additional pressure. We're looking to either confirm or refute that later on. Okay, and also back to goals of why we're doing this. I think there's just also something to be said to be gained by just getting rid of the fear of throwing stacks around. I mean, if we can just be very comfortable with weaponizing our stack, I think that could just put a ton of pressure on people. Okay, so here we are on the button facing a limp. This is an ideal spot. We are going to raise pretty big here. This is the player that did not fold to the 3-bet earlier, and they do now. Okay. Okay, so overall strategy, my approach towards this, obviously I'm going to be relying a lot on fold equity. That's going to be kind of tough here at the micros, as a lot of the players do not like to fold. They will call down, they just have to see flops, they have to see the next card, which works great for a basic exploitive strategy against these players, but I think it'll make it kind of challenging to play blind versus them. I'll be looking to find and leverage the pain threshold against them. So that threshold at the micros is pretty high, but it does exist, and we'll just have to see how big our raises have to be at this particular table to get the amount of folds or calls that we're looking for, depending on the situation. Okay, so right now in the cutoff, okay, facing a limp. Okay, I'm going to fold in this spot because I'll get into my concern against short stacks shortly here. Okay, so since we're trying to leverage fold equity, we're looking for the point where players fold too much. And I've noticed there are 3 main types of players at the micros, and they all have, well, 2 of them are easy to find their folding point, and the others not so much. Okay, first off, there are a lot of calling stations at the micros. Like I said, these are the players that just have to see flops, have to see the next card. And it's just easy to just value bet them relentlessly. I mean, and value bet them thin too, on the flop and the turn. And then, they'll just fold to a river bet. Or if you have showdown value, just check and take it down, majority of the time. There are a fair amount of tags at the micros as well. I wouldn't say they're very good. They play a tighter range pre-flop, but they will often fold to additional pressure later on. Some are more sticking out than others, but for the most part, they're actually capable of folding. So I will be looking to, more than just a couple nuttish bluffs to throw at them, as I would, a more calling station type player. And then you do get the occasional just absolute lunatic maniac that will just, is either just completely drunk or just does not care about the money, which is understandable to micros, But, and I mean, they're also just very easy to just extract huge amounts of money from. Just play tight, keep a level head, and just call down. When they're just firing their whole stack into you. Every opportunity. But I'm not sure how I would play against them blind. There doesn't seem to be one like that at this table yet, but somebody could get bored. I mean, that's what it always seems like to me. They just get really bored. Okay, not looking to play a whole lot from under the gun or early position. Just looking for those button cutoff spots, more good squeeze spots from late position, possibly from the blinds as well, if it just feels right. Also looking for spots where my range and the opponent's range would hit a board very differently, such as defending in the big blind versus an early position or under the gun open. There are many boards where players will c-bet too aggressively, and the odds of them having something is just low, and so we can raise and apply pressure back at them. Like I said, looking for good squeeze spots, and also looking for some really good 3-betting spots, preferably late position, but anytime, even if we're in the blinds, we sense somebody's opening weak. So another thing you do see a lot are players will vary their raise sizes, their opening raise sizes, and I'm guilty of this too. Because if there are a bunch of players at the table that will are just very inelastic and will call anything having to see a flop, and if you've got ace king, why not raise huge and just get that value from them? So if we see somebody doing that, okay, so that's another isolation from this player. So okay, even though we're getting a good. Okay, would we want to raise here or not? Not yet. I still kind of want to watch them a little more. Would that be a good raise spot, though? He has isolated larger previously. Okay, we are looking to attack this. This player 3 to our right. Who's got the boat? So, spots I'm looking to avoid. Ooh, okay, here, this could be a good spot. I have a limp and the big blind. Let's go ahead and bump it up big here. Let's test it out. So this is admittedly a leak of mind, playing from the small blind. Playing out of position is tough, and I am frequently tempted by just attractive odds or sensing weakness, just pounce on it, and I usually get myself in trouble post flop. I should probably, and I've noticed if I just fold the vast majority of those spots, my results are noticeably better during those sessions. So, like I was saying, looking to avoid multi-way pots. Those tend to be problematic for bluffing. Okay, also we're going to go big again here. Okay, I don't know if that was the greatest raise there. We have, limps from 2 short stacks. All right, this guy's, about this pair of a little less than 3. Okay, that hits a limp call range better than an ISO range. Gotta go for it. No idea what I have here. So we are setting up for a jam here if we want to. Okay, so that could be perceived as a scare card. That's one thing I'm really, admittedly not too clear on, is what people perceive as scare cards or not. All right, and this is why we torching our stack here. Hopefully, it does not have a king. I'm guessing weaker pocket pair that he's just, not wanting to get rid of. Nice. Okay. Okay, that was a credible shove then, I guess. Okay. Anyways, like I was saying, looking to avoid multi-way spots just because, as Doug Hull said that our tools of aggression dull significantly in multi-way pots. And so also I'm unsure how to approach short stacks when playing blind because we get very close to commitment, or they do at least, knowing what their cards are. And it kind of becomes, if they're aware, they could just, shove over us a lot, either pre-flop or on the flop. Just make it really tough to play against them. And having, oh my goodness, this is not looking good. One to my left, one to my right. Like everybody at this table is short stacked. Okay, Bobby Shmurda is not, and also Londo Focus is about 150 bigs deep as well. So the first several orbits, actually throughout the whole session, really, I'm just trying to get a general feel for how the table's playing. I mean, are they playing pretty passively in general? Are they just calling a lot, trying to chase draws? Oftentimes, like I said, you'll have those one or two maniacs that just kind of drive all the action, and it's remarkable how people don't seem to adjust to that. They're still limping, they're still just opening the same small sizes into them, and just letting themselves get run over, which I guess is good. That's kind of what we're looking to do, with playing blind here. Okay, now that we are not in the latest of positions, looking to kind of just stay out of the way here. So you're going to see me doing that a lot, folding from middle and early position, just auto-clicking, fold there. So overall, what I'm trying to do is keep my own frequencies in check. If I pounced on every limp, I mean, I would be isolating 60-70% of the time. Players will eventually notice that and will start to adjust. For the time being, I'm trying to kind of stay under the radar, aside from the large ISO raises. Trying to kind of stay under the radar right now. I know that's probably not the best approach, and over time I'll have to just get over that and let people try to play back at me and just learn to readjust to them. That is the ultimate goal. But for right now, my first couple attempts at this, we're just trying to not let people onto that we're playing we don't know what we have. So once again, we have these are also super common at the micros, and so just get comfortable, get used to watching these. You get a lot of these, it's probably just like live if you play there too, where it's limp, limp, limp. Goes to the flop, check, 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 check. Goes to the turn, check, check, check. And then goes to the river, and then somebody that has paired their 7 takes it down. Or the first person to stab it takes it down. Okay, did Mojo there limp ace king pre-flop? Just gonna check. Fold here, check the replay real quick. Yes, they limped ace king. Okay. I'm gonna make a note of that. And also you get a lot of this too at the micros, or just I guess online in general, where I guess some people have just really bad internet connections, and they'll frequently disconnect and siphoning minutes off our live here. Okay, I think a bet on that flop would get called by at least one person. Would anybody check a king? I don't think so. Would they bet their draws? Probably not. Total brick on the river. First one to bet takes it down. 10 high takes it. Under the gun, not looking to play. I suppose another cool effect of doing this, doing the blind challenge, is that you'll see if players are playing back at you or not. If they see you playing like a nutcase, or getting to showdown with some strange holdings, I guess you'll really see if they adjust or not. There is a tendency to feel like players are playing back at you, but when you really analyze it and look at it objectively, they aren't, or they're doing it very weakly. Oh, okay, so we might get a walk here. Or do we want to just raise? We'd rather just raise. Why check when we, just take it down? Okay, let's go big. All right, okay, so we raised big. There are lots of draws he could have here. Do we expect to get a fold? Not really. I'm assuming this player is going to be fairly... I mean, if they're going to call, they're going to call. If not, they're not. So let's just bet small. Give ourselves, better break-even percentage here. Okay, that's a bad card. We're giving up here. Okay, well, I said I was giving up. So, another spot in my game I'm trying to work on here. So, like, how do you do these? Let's go for it. Gotta go for it. Done this once to him before. I wonder if he's just gonna hold at the 8. Okay. Well, certainly wouldn't expect him to fold that. Okay, did we have to go for it though? And so, playing blind, what would be the best way to go about that? I mean, we can't just check it down. We have no idea what our showdown value is, if at all. So. Okay, back in late position, looking to have some fun here. Okay, same player. All right, I wonder if they're going to get tired. Just... Oh man, again, against the short stack, if we're probably not getting a fold. If we 3-bet, we're putting them all in, and we're probably not getting a fold. So that would be a great spot if we had, just oh my goodness, like any 2 Broadway, any pocket pair. I mean, pretty much any suited ace and probably jam, or not jam, but 3-bet with there too. Just looking to isolate the short stack. That's also typical too. Like they just, they get stacked and they do two things and they get stacked. Like rarely do players actually stay calm. They either leave in frustration or, um, they go on this kind of like just insane tilt where, okay, yeah, we're looking to raise again here. They go on this. Okay, I got it. All right, that was a mistake there. I probably should have raised even bigger because this guy loves to call my isolation raises. So we got to up the pain threshold. We got to find it against this player. It's probably gonna get tired of me doing this here. Well, if that's the case, you shouldn't be limping that much. But like I was saying, these players go on this just nutcase tilt where they'll just like, 3-bet shove or just, limp shove. Or they'll just call, go to the flop and just open shove. I mean, it's insane. And you do see players adjust appropriately to somebody doing that. I mean, somebody's doing that like, 4 times in orbit. You'll see players, call them down with, king 10, ace, any ace, pocket pairs. It does make for some fun table dynamics, though. It puts a lot of money on the table, too, especially if they, just dust off about, 3 or 4 stacks in a row. And during these numerous, limp pots, where everyone just just eats away their entire time bank, checks it. Next person eats their entire time bank, checks it. Just test of patience, just kind of good chance to practice keeping a level head and staying focused on the game. So we're still in early position, not looking to go nuts here. So if I'm, okay, so part of my normal strategy, like I said earlier, is we're able to basically just, vary our bet size with the strength of our hand, and players don't seem to pick up on that. Like this Sir Poker player, 2 to my right, is having to call and having to see every flop, so why not raise huge with strong hands? So if we are not raising with strong hands, basically raising our position, do we want to, and he is pretty inelastic, it looks like. He'll just call if he has something, he won't if he doesn't. So if we're playing blind, what would make more sense? Raising even bigger to try and get the fold, or just, raising a standard, set amount, like 14, 15, 16, and then just trying to barrel post flop, or folding to pressure then. I'm gonna stick with going just raising huge. I think would be the better play, just because why make it harder? why play more post flop than we have to if we're unaware of what we're holding? So once again, early position, not looking to play. If I were in late position, would that be a good squeeze spot? I think it would be. The question is, how big would we have to go? Say I was on the button right now. How big would I have to go to get everybody to fold? Probably 45, 50. I mean, even then might get a call. I mean, players are just, they have to see the flop. Once again, very tempted to try and take this down here, but not looking to play from the small blind. Okay, so the timing on that one was a little interesting for the brains guy to my left. He had the fold to any bet button checked clearly because of the speed at which he folded. Okay, small open, call. Okay, this looks like a squeeze spot. Let's go for it. Okay, how big do we have to go here? Let's see, do we want to do, how big is it going to take? 35, 40? If we go to 35, yeah, let's do it. It's a lot of money in the middle there. Well, let's hope for a favorable flop here. One that will, give me like ace, king, deuce. Come on, let's see it. Hey, I'll take that. All right. That's good enough for me. Okay, I would bet, if I were actually looking at my cards, I would bet most of my range here in this kind of spot. So we're just going to go small relative to the pot. We still have room to barrel if we get called here. Okay, do I have any reads on this opponent here? We have very little fold equity, only 52 behind. I mean, I don't think we're getting a fold, but now we're getting out of here. Okay. Okay, mental note. This player did fight back post-flop. Oh, get another way there. Yeah, that might be a good 3-bet spot. Not looking to get too out of line with my own frequencies. I know what I'm saying is contradictory here, where the players aren't paying attention to that. I'm still trying to find, that point where they do start to notice and adjust. I have seen people adjust. It's usually pretty extreme cases, though. So. 4x open from under the gun. No. I just, yeah, raising there, I don't think we'd get, folds pre. Calling just puts us in a really bad spot, so we're getting out of there. So this is another curious phenomenon you see at the micros, where you see the min bet. I think it's people just trying to catch other players that have the fold to any bet button clicked. And it does amazingly work sometimes. Or even funnier, like it'll be like this. They'll do it twice in a row. The player will like think and then fold like that. I mean, what part of your range are you folding, getting those pot odds? I mean, what hands would you have to fold there? I mean, pretty much everything has equity. Decent open raise. Nope, just get out of the way. All right, once again, same player, having to get in the pot here. Well, okay, given what I was just saying about, players who would fold to the min bet in a, when they're getting just odds to call with literally anything. Should I be doing that then if I'm playing blind here against them? I mean, if they're so set on absolute value of their cards, I mean, should I just be betting min every time against these players? Why not as an exploit? Okay, so I'll try that next time I'm up against nice R's. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna fire min bet. Just gonna triple barrel min bet. Okay, so that means we're looking to isolate nice R's and do that. This should be interesting. Hopefully a spot opportunity comes up to do that. Make my note about that, about their inelasticity. Okay, so they donked, not donked, they donked with a gut shot on that flop. Wait, I'm gonna try against that. No, they did not. Okay. That was in the turn when they led with a gut shot in the turn. Okay. Okay, folded to a turn raise there. Okay. Okay, so brains to my left here did fold to a turn raise. I'm going to make a note of that. So something even as simple as, capable of folding post flop is something I'll make a note of on players, just because, like I said, often you get people that will just call with everything. They catch a bottom pair, and I mean, they're seeing the showdown, anything significant on that board. I kind of missed the beginning of that one. Let me. Okay, he opened raised. Call. C-bet call. Okay, check raised. Okay. Okay, and that does corroborate my notes. I have a previous note on brains here that says tends to c-bet pretty wide. So, okay. Also probably barreling wide too. So that means we're looking to apply pressure on the river then. So betting the flop wide, betting the turn wide, going to the river with a wide range of junk. You got to do something with it. Okay. Okay, let's take a flop here. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, yeah, we're gonna get nuts on this here. We are looking to check raise if facing a c-bet here. Here we go. How big do we need to go here? 20? 25? Let's go 24. Okay, cool. That's exactly what I was hoping would happen there. Okay, and the small blind here, not looking to get too crazy. I do apologize. There's a lot of weird background noise. I'm just using the built-in microphone on my computer, and I'm no expert when it comes to this kind of production. So I'm going to shoestring budget here. So I should be, focusing on the current hand here. I'm thinking about that last that check raise I ran from the big blind. What do you think of the sizing there? That was pretty big. I was kind of setting it. I would normally do that with either a made hand or a strong draw just to set up to get stacks in. Because again, if they're going to call, they're going to call with whatever they have, and looking to build the pot. So that was my reasoning there. All right, is this a good spot to play from the button in position? Yes. Let's go post here. Don't really have any solid reads in this player. Overall, okay, we are looking to stab. You give us the opportunity, let's take it. Just half pot. That's generally what I do there with a lot of my range. There, we got it. All right. Okay, cut off. All right, cool. We have somebody who's over 100 bigs deep up there limping. Another limp from also 100 bigs. Okay, let's test this guy's pain threshold here. The Sir Poker player. Let's go huge. Let's go even bigger. See what it takes to get a fold from him. Sometimes I really wish I could be listening in on their, just the other end of their computer to see what their reactions are to this. Not who I was expecting to call, but okay. Okay, the small donk bet. Okay. This is classic, what you talked about in core with, it's basically a weak jack trying to set their own price. Let's go ahead and raise here. I mean, it's got to be like a weak jack. I mean, or, well, it could be a flush draw. Let's get nuts here. All right, let's go to 50. This player might be getting fed up with me, though. Oh, yes, we're shoving. We're representing the flush here. I mean, that could be what they had, too, though. So, okay. Gotta do it. Oh, man. Okay, well, they called King Jack, but good for them. What do we even have? Oh, King 9. All right. So, okay, that might be breaking the rules there, checking afterwards. But... Okay, so they led into me small with a... Actually, that was a good top pair. Okay, make a note of that. Donk small with top pair. Okay. Now, okay, if you were in his shoes, would you be calling with top 2 there? Okay, middle position. Yeah, not looking to play many pots here. So someone raises you on the flop. The flush comes in. The front door flush comes in on the turn, and they jam. That'd be a tough spot, I guess, with, I mean, it would be tough for me with top 2, especially the micros. Like, I mean, players tend to only do it when they have it, But then again, I also said players will just call, I mean, expecting a player at the micro to fold top 2 pair. Yeah, right. Oh, we just ran into it that time. It happens. That's actually pretty cool hand. I'm going to make note of that one and kind of run that through range analysis later. Okay, getting out of the way with an early position. One thing that's pretty encouraging and cool as well, I do see a lot of regs that I have have a decent amount of notes on. I do frequently see new players, and I'm hoping with the WSOP coming up this summer in just a couple weeks, we'll see more and more. Okay, so I think I'm approaching an hour here on this. Yeah, about 50 minutes. Okay, so we'll do one more blinds and set of late positions, and we'll call it a session. We'll see how results look after that. That last blast off there. I think we're going to be down more than a buy-in here, but we'll see. Folding early position. Okay, so I'm also noticing aces 80 there. The guy just shoved it to in the turn. Seems pretty stationy to me. Seems to have to see a lot of flops here, so we're going to go ahead and mark as station. It just breaks my heart every time I see someone have a nut flush like that multi-way and they don't get at least somebody's entire stack. Breaks my heart. I mean, heck, come on, cooler me. Like, let's just, get stacks in. Okay. Do you want to raise here? Or, yes, let's raise here. What is, no, okay, so, all right, I did not do that there because, this player does not feel pain. Like, I could raise massive and they'll still call, so what, what do you do when you're playing blind against somebody who just will not fold pre? Let's go and stab here. Looking to barrel. That's a good one. Okay, if they're chasing a draw, we're looking to fire brick rivers. That's our plan here. No diamond, no heart, no 2 or 3. Okay, that works too. Or ace. Yeah. Not playing the small blind. Probably tired of me saying that at this point. I'm saying it mostly for myself at this point, just to remind. I've always wanted to, play the 7 Deuce game live at a casino or just at a poker game. That always sounded like it'd be pretty fun to me. For those of you who aren't sure what that is, it's where if you are able to win a pot holding 7 Deuce, either suited or not suited, either by bluffing the other people out of it or winning at showdown with it, everybody at the table owes you a set amount of money. That always just seemed like it'd be a pretty fun dynamic that would be not too difficult to adjust to. We'd incentivize people to have a few more bluffs in their range than they normally would otherwise. And again, not getting the entire stack. Granted, that would have been tough at that spot, but. Okay, last time on the button in the cutoff here. Let's make them count. Don't worry, sir, poker player. Last time I'm doing this to you. Gotta go big. You give me no other choice. Alright, he's either multi-tabling, distracted, or we've actually put him to a tough decision. Nice, okay. I'll take the last one there. That's what I'll choose to believe. Here comes limp. Oh, no, okay, wow. Are we actually going to get to raise first in from the cutoff? With no limps in front of us? Could it be? Oh my goodness. Okay, so normally in these spots, I tend to bet down a little bit because we're not isolating, and like I said, people are going to call if they're going to call, and we're likely going to have position. So, just gives us a lower SPR, a little more maneuverability. Okay, I was playing with this guy earlier. What do my notes say? Opens wide, barrels wide. Okay, so this is a pretty static flop here. Don't need to bet big. Or has it or he doesn't. Well, no, he'll call with draws too, but let's just. Okay, I'm unsure. That seems like it would be a bad card for. No, actually, no, that'd be. Doesn't matter because if we have a king, we're way ahead. If he has an ace, no. Is that a card to barrel, though? Yes, we're still representing the king here. Okay, I'm pretty sure we are beat here at this point. Well, could we rejam? Does that have any merit? I doubt we're getting a fold. Usually a raise like that on the turn of the river is like 99% of the time strength. Nope. Get out of the way. Okay. Okay. Well, all right, we're going to wrap it up here. While we're still here, let me just see how we did results-wise. Oof, down $3.07. Could be worse. Could be worse. So this is fun. Admittedly, I've practiced this for a little bit prior to recording this, and so far the blind challenge, oh man, down $6.28. So yeah, most of that has been this last session here. All right, well, it'll actually be fun to go back to looking at the whole cards and, just like I said, value betting relentlessly, value betting thin. Okay, well, thanks everybody for watching. Yeah, and I'm open to feedback, constructive criticism, just my thought process and all that. I'm also really interested in seeing if anybody else wants to try this and record a video. I would love to watch that too. It's actually really, really fun to try playing like this. I thought it would be pretty stressful, but it's actually almost freeing in a way where you're not worried about your cards. You're just, you have one less thing to focus on. You're just focusing on your opponents, instead of worrying about your ranges and are you balanced? Do I need to balance? I'm just not worrying about that. Just purely looking for exploits in other players' play, which is pretty neat. So, okay, thanks again for watching. And I will see you all in the forums, and I hope to see as many of you as possible at the Las Vegas meetup.